Okay, let's take a look at Cepheus Space Encounters. This is a tool for, I guess, solo players or for GMs or referees. It's designed for use with the Cepheus engine or other classic 2D6-based science fiction games. It generates a list of space encounters that you might come across when you emerge from jump, that sort of thing. Or you could just use it at any time, perhaps when undocking from a station or some such. When you unzip the file, you'll find, like I've got here, an HTML file, which is a web page. Now, you don't need connection to the internet. This works perfectly well just on your local laptop or desktop machine. Now, you can drag like this to open it. Just drag it into your browser and let go, and it opens up in here. It's really easy to work. You can just double click on the file as well, and it'll open up in your browser of choice. So I'll just click this so you can immediately see what it does. So I click the generate button, and what it's done is come up with a 2d6 list running from 2 to 12 of encounters that you might find in this particular area of space. Also, let me just fill this in. Let's just say we'll have the planet Arrakis, which is at coordinate 0206, and we'll just sort of say it's desert planet. If I click this again, you see I get another random table come up, but it's put that title in here, and I'll show you why this title appearing here is important in a little while. So obviously the first column is what you roll, the 2d6. The second one is the type of ship. Now these are not all standard class ships. So for instance, I've got a 100-ton courier, that's normal, but you might come across a 300-ton courier. So they're not standard ships, but basically it's just a rough description of what you're seeing. In the second column, I've got random names generated for the ship. So we got Super Happiness, the Carrigan Ridley. Some of these are quite funny. It's a combination of words. Sometimes they come out rather amusing. Let's just click a few just to see a few names. The White Baron, Red Lightning, Banded Justice, whatever that means. The Rum Dream, kind of like that. Quick Cake. Now there's a nice name for a ship. The next column is attitude. This is if you contact them. This is how they appear on the radio when they respond. So, somebody could be curt, very businesslike, etc. Or they could be actively businesslike. They could be agitated. They could be bitter, complaintive. So if you're trying to contact them for help and you get somebody who's bitter or agitated, you're not going to get much help. So it's just sort of a prompt for the referee. And talking of prompts, the next one, cargo. This is if you want to discuss some sort of cargo that ship is carrying. And again, these are just random ideas that are dropped in here. Like refined ore. What type of ore is entirely up to you. Basic consumables, basically up to you. Human cargo? Well, it could be a passenger or it could be slaves. We don't know. Again, it's up to you to interpret it. The next column, status, just is what is the status of this ship that you've identified. So in this case, normal. We've got one here that's issuing an SOS beacon. So let's just click a few. We've got a ship that's got a low fuel problem. So again, it might be calling for help. The next column is age. How old is that ship? So if you come across a ship that's 600 years old, it's not going to be in the best of condition. So it gives you some more flavour when you're dealing with this. When you're dealing with the ship and you don't know anything about it, now you've got some sort of flavour because you can look at the age. A 600-year ship probably doesn't have a mortgage on it. Okay, 12 results. I've put in events. I say events, or different types of encounters, not necessarily a ship. So in this case, a debris field, and you're going to have to make a navigation roll to avoid collision while you're in it. So let's just click through a few others. Patrol cruiser is chasing a courier ship. Gravitational anomaly, debris field again, a grav waves causes your ship to tumble. So there's a few different things here. Now at the top you can modify the sort of results you get. This affects what types of ship you get and what type of encounter you get. So let's just go for a high tech level, go for a low lore level, And let's put ourselves into an amber zone and see what sort of differences we get. So we've gone into an amber zone and suddenly we get a solar flare incoming. We also get different types of ship, like a system monitor. That's the sort of ship that only appears in a red zone or an amber zone. You can see we've got a lot of older ships here as well in this amber zone. So it looks like people are not risking their brand new ships. Okay, so the events you get are modified by the various settings you get up here. So salvage ship approaches. Did you call us? That is the basic type of event or action that takes place. The fact that you've got one of these settings at the top affects what additional might get added to it. So there's various different things that can be added to most of the event types based on your selections at the top. And that's basically how this works. So you choose your planet's details, you put in its name, you press the button until you get a set of records that you're happy with. And then what you can do is if you right click and go to print, you can see it comes out in black text on a white background. So it's not black background. So it's going to save you ink. Let's just rotate this to landscape because it lays out the table a little better. But what most print drivers allow you to do, here I've got a brother, but you can change this to a PDF. So you could save it as a PDF for future reference. So if you're working your way through a solar system or a subsector, you could just print out encounter tables for each planet and just save them for later use. Okay, if you like what you've seen here, there's a link for it in the description. Thank you and goodbye.